a Pete Primeau fan.
Thank you for having me.
Your fans are like...
What an honor to be here, Pete. You're a legend. You're a rock star.
I'm a legend in my own mind, said my wife.
If I can do it, anybody can do it.
I'm Mr. Selling from the Heart. What's this guy, Larry Levine, going to teach me about selling from the heart?
You are one of the most generous and authentic people around, and I think that's why you and your show are so attractive to people.
Welcome to the Pete Primeau Show. It is episode 288. And guys, we are live. You can tell I'm unshaved. Just got back from market at 7:30 this morning. And I'm super excited because my producer, AKA the best producer in the world, AKA Chris Stone, is going to be interviewing me. So I get to just shut up and be quiet the rest of the time, and he's going to carry the show. Guys, if you haven't bought my book, Sell a Million, what are you waiting for? Stop it. You need door turns more than you've ever needed them. Please grab this book. It's under $15 on Amazon, for God's sake. It's a great book. And guess what? 99.9% of everything in this book is going to help you make more profit and get more traffic. It's a business book, not a sales book. It sounds like a sales book. If you want a sales book, I've got a sales book for you. As a matter of fact, this sales book is not just my sales book, it's our sales book. And it's the sales book of a lot of different people. Jeff Giannakovo, Chris Tahaney, Brent Batterman, Steve Carnes, Randy Thompson, Justin Trumbo, Keith Cassinguy, Jonathan DiPrenzio, Mel Opp, and did I say Scott Vaughn? I hope I said Scott Vaughn, because I saw Scott Vaughn and his lovely wife, Rosie, and that was one of the highlights of my market. Mark Klingenberg. I think that's it. Did I say Justin Trumbo, my boss at BedTech? I hope I did, because if I didn't, I might get fired. Guys and gals, if you're a sales manager and you do a weekly sales meeting, at retail, this book is 3 years worth of sales meetings for $20. So grab it on Amazon. If there's anything I can help you implement, my cell number, this is my real cell number, 419-560-3169. Call me, and you can ask anybody in the Mattress Industry Network, do I pick up my phone? Yes. Will I help you implement it? Yes. Is it free? Yes. So, as advertised. So, guys, we're going to be live here, and this show is going to be a hoot because I'm delirious. Just got in on the red eye at 7:30 in the morning, and away we go. We're here, we're live, and I couldn't be more excited to talk to you guys about market. Couple of sponsors. Got to thank my friends Steve Hauk and Greg Gent for sponsoring the show. Mattress Industry Network group is a great group. You got to belong to this group. Over 3,200 strong. If you want to learn how to build, market, sell, and succeed in today's ever-changing mattress world, this is the place for you. Whether you need help with advertising, merchandising, just networking, you don't know the right people. Everybody's in here. By the way, we've got mattress sales pros that work the retail floor. Lots and lots of store owners, furniture store owners, mattress store owners, we have vice presidents of sale. We have owners of manufacturing companies. We have sales reps in here. So everybody's in here. Join the group, hit that QR code, and just be part of this community. It's 100% free, and it's a great community. And I'm so glad that I listened to my dear friend Jeff Janakovo, who said, "Hey, why aren't you joining the group? I keep telling you to join the group. You keep saying you will, and then you don't." And I said, "Well, it's that crazy guy. I'm not going to go in that group with that crazy guy." He goes, "That's not the guy." So I was confused. Mattress Industry Network group is the best group out there. If you're in the mattress business, you feel all alone, you don't have to feel alone. Join the group. So thank you for that. Mattress Retailer Toolkit. Man, if you know that there's more to life than what you've got right now with your mattress business, whether you're operating your mattress business inside of a furniture store or it's an actual mattress store, what Jeff Janakovo and Mike Capuzzi have put together for you is amazing. And whether you have 10 stores, 20 stores, or just one store, whether you're a furniture store or a mattress store, this group is for everybody who wants to elevate the industry, who wants to do the absolute best they can. If you're a factory rep, you should be in here. I belong in this group. If you're an industry leader, you're in this group, because almost all the industry leaders do belong to MRT. Industry influencers, you're welcome. Join the group and participate. It's a live, living organism. It's a community of people who want to be the best at what they do, and they want to have the best life for their family, and they want to do the right thing most of all for their customers. Join this group if that interests you. I think hit that QR code. I think it's something stupid. It's like under $100 a month. If you hit that QR code, I think you get an extra month free. So join the group, join MRT. It's the best thing that you will do. Chris, we got one more. This is near and dear to my heart. And Chris Tahaney, I love you, brother. And I am sorry. The one time I kind of saw you, I was trying to drag Jordan and Jacob down the hallway, and I was running like a crazy man at market. So sorry I didn't see you, brother, but thank you for doing this great project. This is a project that's near and dear to my heart. If you have a success story where the customer had a great outcome and they're waking up pain-free and happy, they're a better mother, father, sister, brother, policeman, fireman, whatever it is that they do in life, they're doing it better because of an experience that they had at your mattress or furniture store, getting the right sleep system. We want to hear about that success story. And all you have to do is email it to mattressrsastories@gmail.com. Chris Tahaney's a great writer. He will help to create the chapter for you. So you can send him, a sketched out thing. He'll send it back to you completed, and you'll approve it. And then if your story is chosen to be in the book, it'll be published in the book, and you will be part of the fabric of our industry for a long time. This is a super important book for our industry. It highlights what we do. And what do? We help people be happy. We help people live healthier lives. We help people live longer lives. We're not selling rectangles, folks. We're selling a complete transformation of their life if they'll but answer a few questions, take our advice, and away we go. So, store owners, here's a special shout out to you. You've got a superstar salesperson, and he or she's too shy to send in their story. You send it in for them. All right. You send it in for them. Send it to mattressrsastories@gmail.com. Chris Tahaney, thank you for writing this book, and thank you for everybody that's contributed. I've had a little peek inside. Let me tell you, there's some tearjerker stories in there that are just great stories about how we transform lives in our industry for the benefit of the end consumer. So that's near and dear to my heart. So, Chris, thanks for carrying the heavy load today, man, because
you kidding me?
I'm wiped out. I was on the red eye. So
crispy around the edges. Pete Primeau, this ought to be great. If I see you starting to nod off, Pete, I don't know. I've got a buzzer. I've got a buzzer right here, and I hit the buzzer, and it shocks Pete in his seat, so he can stand up straight. You know.
Did Jenny give that to you? Because I saw that it was missing.
Oh, yeah. It's connected via Bluetooth from Atlanta to Cleveland. Outstanding. So Pete, I was looking when the show kicked off. Obviously I'm watching the intro video, and I've seen it 288 times. No, I've seen it less than 288 times, but maybe 160 times maybe that we've done that intro video. And I saw, many of those people that are in that intro video were people that we brought up before we went live today, talking about who you saw at market. And so I was like, okay, that's cool. So we're seeing Jeff Janakova, we're seeing Steve Carnes, we're seeing, I know you mentioned you didn't get to spend time with Chris Haney, but obviously, he's a key contributor here. So anyway, I think that's a great segue, and I wanted to mention there's some folks in the chat, and so we're gonna talk to some folks in the chat. But I want to let you know it's kind of like Ask Pete rules. So if this is your first time at the Pete Primeau Show, welcome. But one of the things is the chat always takes precedent, and so if you have a question about market, you have a question about how many hours of sleep that Pete had last night. Spoiler alert, not many. And so feel free to jump in the chat. We'll pop those questions in first, much like Ask Pete, but Pete's got, lots of stuff and some images and stuff to share from market, from the eyes of Pete Primeau. But we have our friend Gordon Heck that has joined us. Welcome home, Pete. Gordon says, retailers need shopper traffic. Which vendors at market have products or programs that will absolutely drive footfalls?
That's a great question. A bunch. And so here's the deal, Gordon. I'm not going to be able to do that justice, and I'm not going to bow out and not answer it. I'm going to answer it the best I can, but it's going to be an incomplete answer, and I don't want to cheat anybody. So I'm going to say something that everybody that knows me has known me for the 44 years that I've been in this industry. They know I'm a straight shooter. And so I'm going to tell you there's one brand that's driving foot traffic more than any other brand, and that's Helix at 3Z's. I wish I could tell you that it was BIA. A lot of what we do at BIA doesn't involve foot traffic. Our new Glacier program that's available to top 100s and really large dominant retailers in their environments, that is having a lot of quiet success where it is. And Glacier at BIA will end up being huge. And we have an unfair advantage in that, we have access to the ninjas at Safa, who are the most successful at what they do. So, shout out to Steve Hauk and Doug Krinsky at 3Z's, who are important fixtures at 3Z's and represent the Helix brand. It's a great brand if you need foot traffic. The other thing that I would say is there's different ways of creating foot traffic. So, Gordon, one of the things that at Dream Fit we have not done a good enough job. Somebody buys, a really nice high-end set of sheets, enhanced bamboo, for $259. We know that within 4 months they're going to buy another set. All right. We know this. It's a number that we have. We also know that when we go into our large retailers, our top 100s, even our mid-level guys, the most requested item in the store is always a set of Dream Fit sheets. They bought them before. They want more of it. They want them on all their beds in their home. They love these sheets. And they're the nice. Do you have a set of Dream Fit sheets, Chris?
I do not.
I'm going to make sure that Challen sends a set to you. We'll get all the information, and you tell me if this is not the best sheet set ever in the history of mankind.
Oh, wow.
I mean, the minute you start to put these things on, they feel different. And by the way, that's the color palette of our new 100% bamboo. It's called Bamboo Luxe, and that was extremely well received. That has one of the softest hands in the industry. And it's the only bamboo sheet that, Chris, you know how sometimes sheets will get these little balls on them?
Oh, are you kidding me? Yeah.
So it's spelled P-I-L-I-N-G, but we pronounce it Pellin. So it's really a confusing word, Pellin. It's when those little balls, we're the only guys in the industry that I know of. Forgive me, some abstract, weird little manufacturer somewhere that might have a Pellin warranty. And I mean that seriously. DreamFit's the only major one that has a Pellin warranty. Everybody else will not warranty it. And bamboo is really noted for that. This product took Jerry and Jeremy and their whole team over 5 years to bring to market. They have been working on it. They saw it ahead of the curve. They knew they needed it, but they would not compromise on their quality standards. All of our products have to pass really serious, almost microscopic testing. For the sheets, it has to be able to be washed 200 times. 200 times. The standard in the industry is like 15 or 20. It's some stupid low number.
Wow.
And that's not the number, but it's not 200. So we're the only guys out there who are testing our products for 200 washings. And that's test number one. DreamFit will not put out a new product unless it's tested. Number two, very important, the person that buys it, the consumer at the end of the road that brings this product into their home, it has to help them get a better night's sleep and improve their life. It has to do that. If it doesn't do that, we're not bringing it to market. So, Challen, if you're watching this, I did my homework.
See, I told you, Pete. I told you, like a slightly unrested Pete Primeau is gonna just knock it out of the park today. I can tell. Like you just.
Well, it's a little scary because there's like no filter.
Yeah, that's right. I'll just hit the buzzer when you start.
There you go. If I go too far,
yeah.
Down the range there.
Yeah,
What else
our
you
friend
got?
David Grange is also in the chat, and I think this is related to what you were saying earlier. No covered rectangles. We sell sleep and wellness. The Mattress Doctors. Amen.
Amen. Amen, David. And David, if you are at market, you are one of my, and I have a few. You are one of my regrets. I really wanted to meet you in person. I'm sure that we've been in the same room and we might have even been introduced, but I just don't remember. Thank you, David. You're always supporting the show. You're a professional and you're committed to our industry. We need more guys and gals like you. So thank you. Appreciate that. What else?
Speaking of good people, Pete, I really quickly, as people, and by the way, if you're watching, we've got some folks viewing, jump in. If you got any specific questions about market, we can talk for hours. But you want to keep Pete on the rails and answer a specific question that you have, please chime in. But Pete, what I did notice is you got to see this guy. I think his last name is pronounced Giaganokevo. Is that right? Do I have that right?
Janakovo.
Oh, that's right. That's right. The Jeff G is.
I
as we like
spent
to say.
last night, we had a 3.5 hour dinner, and it was just unbelievably amazing. Such great conversation. Guys, gals, this is what market is all about. Brainstorming, sharing stories, talking about our families. You know, I had so much fun last night. And here's what happens to me at some of these dinners sometimes. It's like, I've got to be in that showroom by 8 o'clock in the morning. So you know, I, I get tired. But here's the thing. I was flying out last night. So I was like, hey, this is great, because I thought I'm going to spend 5-6 hours at the airport. Well, I only spent about an hour and a half or 2 hours at the airport before I had to fly out on the red eye. So it was absolutely great. Jeff, you are a great friend. You're a great customer, and you're an icon in our industry. You are just a literal force of nature. And what you and your family has been put through in the last, few years
Right.
is just unbelievable. I can't believe very few people I know that would be standing after all this. So thank you for being who you are and doing what you do for our industry.
Yeah, great dude. I will have to say though, I need to question this. Like, what's happening over here? What's
Oh,
happening
he's
here?
got to turn in
This
his
is
man
like-
card on this one.
I think he needs an umbrella in that drink. Jeff,
Yeah,
what is
we were talking
happening
about
here?
that.
This looks like he's
That's-
having afternoon tea, with a side of Mountain Dew.
It was one of those fancy drinks that, you pour it over ice. It's smoking. It's this big production.
Okay.
And Janakovo, one of the manliest men I know,
Right.
drinking a foo-foo drink.
Yeah,
Dude, what's up?
I know. I think he's traded in his bourbon casks for I don't know, Mountain Dew apparently.
If I showed you 10 pictures of us at dinner, 9 out of 10 would have him drinking bourbon like a man.
Right. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah,
This is from a guy who doesn't drink anything.
Right. Yeah. Well, listen, we can bust his chops. But
we love him.
outstanding
That's
human
why.
being, and good to see that you spent some time with him. And I think you spent some time as well with another person that's most famous for introducing the Pete Primeau intro video. And he says at the very beginning of the video, "I am a Pete Primeau fan."
Oh, Carnes. I love Steve Carnes.
Yeah. How about this guy? He doesn't look happy at all to be eating dinner next to you, Pete.
So that's Steve Carnes, and he is amazing. One of the best sales guys I've ever met in my life, and sales executives. He is just rarefied air, but even a better person. His lovely wife, Lori, she's amazing. She was at market. And then Kelly Giordano, she is amazing. She's a graphic artist. She does all kinds of things for us, puts all of our presentations together. What we did for Levin's to get that thing off and running. I mean, I just had to give her a big hug and say thank you. That was the most successful launch in my career, the Levin's launch.
Nice.
And I've been involved with some pretty big launches with some pretty big brands. This by far was the most dominant launch I've ever seen. And it really is a testimony to teamwork. And the teamwork I'm specifically talking about is the teamwork between the entire Levin and BIA teams, but very specifically the leaders. Joe Fleckenstein is rarefied air, one of the smartest guys in the industry. He's a mattress nerd just like me, 10 times smarter than I am, but he's special, and he had a vision, and we executed on the vision. Thank you to to Phil Carlitz. Without Phil, none of this happens. So Phil Carlitz and Joe Fleckenstein have created something very special in the Grand Legacy collection that we run at Levin's. It's been super successful. And one of the things that happens, Chris, in our industry, no matter how good your launch is, when another company launches behind it after, you lose some steam. That hasn't happened. Avocado launched after us, a few months after us, and then Helix launched after that, and absolutely nothing. It got better. It actually got better. So what our team's created there is super special. And Kelly Giordano, I ain't gonna tell you, that girl, she went a few sleepless nights. In the most important time, she went a few sleepless nights getting things done for our team. And then there's Chad Province. He's a new guy, 25-year retail experience with Ashley, and that's my boss at the end. James Short, who has been a great teammate, and I think some of the other guys are missing. But it was a really fun. Hey guys, if you're here's a little tip. If you're downtown, there is a restaurant. The restaurant we ate at is called Pizza Rock. And guess what I had for breakfast the next morning? I had big old slice of the Motown. Yes, Chris.
You had pizza for breakfast?
It's Detroit style pizza.
Sicilian. Yes, sir.
And it was the best pizza. And incidentally, they have the best meatballs. And looking at how Carnes devoured those chicken wings, those chicken wings were good too. I didn't have any because I was too busy eating those meatballs, because I am the true Italians call the sauce gravy, right? And they'll get in fights about whether you call it sauce or gravy, depending on where their family came from. And it always amuses me, being an Irish lad myself. But the meatballs were the best, and that sauce or the gravy was one that was the old way. That was like with the pork shoulder in it and cooked all day long for 12 hours. I mean, it was, guys, if you're in Vegas, go to Pizza Rock. It's a winner, an absolute winner. I will always go there every market from here on out.
Looks like we're going to have a future sponsor of the show here, Pete.
Yeah.
So I gotta call out, because it only took a drink to get RJ. I'm assuming this is RJ in the comments. So back to Jeff's drink. Jacksonville Betting says, as a lover of Midori sours, I resent this commentary. LOL. So now we know it was
Midori's. Yes. Yeah. Oh, you are a student of the game. You really are, RJ.
We're just busting Jeff's chops. We'll see.
Dude, we miss you, RJ. You would have been at this dinner. You would have absolutely been at this dinner, brother. So really, really miss you.
All right. So Pete, let's roll into a little bit more of the business here. We've talked about pizza Midori sours, which is, like, this isn't a pizza Midori sours podcast. It's about the mattress industry. And so let's, give us your takeaways as we, want to let you know that folks that are watching, let us know if you got any questions about market. Maybe, Pete's commentary here as he delves into market might spur some questions for you. And we'll be sure to, I'll hit the buzzer and tell Pete we have a question from you. But Pete, any takeaways, any maybe high level headlines from this year's market?
Yeah, I think the most important thing about market isn't the products, it's the people, it's the ideas. Steve Houck, I don't know if you're here or not, but I was talking to Carnes, and I guess you and Carnes had a really good conversation, and it sparked a lot of ideas. And I know that Steve and Jeff had a good conversation too. Um, it's about ideas. It's about sharing some things that are so old they'd be new again if you just did them. It's about sharing principles and ideas that can enhance your business more than it'll ever be about a shiny new object called a new product. And listen, we as an industry, we make a grave mistake, and that is we just focus on product and we don't focus on swinging that door. The doors aren't swinging the way they should be right now. And there's a lot of reasons why. We could spend an entire day. If I had you in a seminar situation, and we could spend a whole day on that and never cover it adequately. Needless to say, the end result right now, this moment in time, every retailer needs traffic, more traffic than they're getting. And so talking about getting traffic, talking about a better customer experience, talking about how do we serve our people better? And that includes our internal customers and our external customers. So obviously, the retail consumer is the external customer, but we have internal customers, our salespeople, our drivers, our delivery help, our warehouse people. They're all important to us as retailers. They're our internal customers. How we treating them? What's their experience look like? Do they look forward to coming to work every day? Are we creating the environment they need to look forward to coming to work every day? And what can we do to serve them better? So, sorry, got up on my soapbox, Chris.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. So when, as someone who's not attended market, I would assume that there's not just product, for people to go into booths and spend time with people, but there's also, opportunities for people to speak and maybe keynotes or maybe, get-togethers where learnings happen. Anything that stood out from you there? Was there a particular speaker or anything? I would assume that.
Brent Batterman.
Okay, let's go.
Brent Batterman, storm strapping, knocked it out of the park. And here's a crazy thing, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said this 100 times on almost every show I've ever done. The people that were in that room didn't need to be in that room. I walk into the room and I see Matt from Snooze. I see Kinsley. I see Janakovo. I see Alex Milstein. And all these incredibly talented people. And to be fair, Jeff was on a panel at the end of it. But the one thing that Jeff is, he's a student in addition to being a teacher.
100%.
And all the best teachers are students. If you tell me you want me to join your mastermind, I'm going to ask you a question, and you may not like the question. So what masterminds are you going to? Because if you're not going to at least one mastermind, I probably shouldn't be listening to you. And if you've never been in a mastermind and you're trying to pretend to put one on, no, that doesn't work for me. Doesn't work for me at all. I've been in 6, 7, 8 different masterminds. I'm in 2 at the same time right now. Jeff he's got coaches, he's got masterminds, he's got all kinds of stuff always going. And you can't pour from an empty cup, folks. If you're not learning, you can't give what you should give. Brent Batterman knocked that ball out of the park. Absolutely. Storm strapping is something that we're going to actually talk about next week with one of Brent's teammates and partners, business partners, Brandon Bain. I haven't sent the form in yet, so you'll be getting that. And it was a great seminar. And I'm just looking around at the people that were there, and it was standing room only.
I bet.
It flowed out. They could have held it in a much larger area. And actually, there were a bunch of people that kind of peeked in and didn't really see a place to sit. I actually moved a couple of times, and I ended up standing in the back because I wanted more people to come in, because I'm going to share something with you. Brent, forgive me if I don't have permission to share this. So Brent, as you know, he's a passionate dude. Like he radiates this energy that is just special, right?
Yeah.
So he is on a plane with some guy, and the guy's asking him questions about what he's working on. Because this dude, like, when he's not eating or talking to somebody, he's trying to figure out how to make his talk better, right? This is who he is. And you're the same dude, Chris. Like, you guys like have that in common. And so so Brent finally just goes, okay, I'm just going to tell it to you. Is that okay? And like, they're on an airplane, right? And he tells him his talk. And the dude starts crying. This is what he says. You don't know what I'm going through. You don't know how badly I needed to hear that today. I really needed to hear that.
Wow.
So, needless to say, I was in the very back of the room because I knew the content because Brent had shared it with me. And universally, the tears started flowing.
Yeah.
You can't listen to that story. And as he develops this talk, it's going to get better and better and better. But it's really boils down to storm strapping. Storm strapping for a human being is your habits. It's your habits. And I'm not going to go into anything further other than this. It was a who's who group of people in there. And the people that most desperately needed to hear storm strapping from Brent Batterman, they were not there. They were not at market. They're sitting in their store, starving to death needlessly. So please figure out how to hear that. There's probably a video somewhere. I saw that being recorded. I don't know how you get a hold of it. I don't know, but get a hold of Bedhead Marketing. It was filmed. I know it was filmed. I don't know how you can get your hands on it, but anybody that's watching the show, you want to see Storm Strapping with Brent Batterman.
Outstanding. Yeah, he had when he was in, and if anybody wants to go back, I believe last week, or was it 2 weeks ago, where Brent was 2 weeks ago, Brent was on the show. Yeah, Doug was last week. Where Brent was on the show. You do see that live passion. You can't. This is why a lot of the reasons why we do a live show. And, when I first had this conversation with Pete, I don't know if you remember this, Pete, 6 years ago, whenever we started doing this show, I said, we're going to go live with this show. And I think you were a little bit like, really? How, what? Like, it was just sort of like that. And I asked you this question. I said, don't you just do your show anyway in one take? How often do you stop and start and let me do that again? Let me do that again. Let me do that again. So why wouldn't you just put it out there? And when you go live, and it's the same way when Brent takes the stage, he doesn't put up a recording of himself that he's edited. He walks up on stage and he is himself. He is that person. He is prepared. He practices. He does all of that preparation. So do we. But it's showing who you are, and that's part of who he is, and it's infectious, right? When you're around somebody like that, it's inspirational, it's infectious. And I think back to what you're talking about, you got these people in the room who you say don't need to be in the room, but they chose to be in the room. And the reason why is they're lifelong learners. And I think, we think we've learned everything, and we have this, we've built this acumen that other people see, right? And it's the reason why Jeff Giannakovo goes to these things, is because there is a continued curiosity. There's a continued way to build yourself as a human being, right? And that human being can that whole thing can bleed into your sales process, how you build a business, how you do that. But I promise you ask Jeff Giannako, you ask Brent Batterman, you ask these people what the priority in their life is, they're not going to tell you their business is number one. They're probably not going to tell you that. It's a absolute priority. Yeah. But they probably their partners in life, probably their families, probably these things. And so what you talk about with Brent and that thing, the impact he made on that person's life on the plane when he was talking about the preparation, that's what this is about. That's, he may have helped his business. He may have helped Bedhead. He may have helped all of that thing. And that's cool, man. That's frosting on the cake. But you help a human being, that's massive. So I love that story, man. I love that.
Yeah. And I would say this, I loved your comments and I love your passion, but I would just make this little addendum to what you said. It doesn't bleed into, it is foundational.
Sure.
Who you are as a human being is foundational to your success as a salesperson. It's foundational to your success as a leader. I mean, you can't be a great leader without being a great human being. Period. 100%. End of conversation. Sorry if that sounds too brutal, but just focus on being a great human and everything else will follow.
I'll take that. Speaking of good humans, we've got Nicholas Dover in the chat.
Hey, Nicholas.
Nicholas says, how was traffic compared to last year, 365 days ago? How was the attitudes towards brick and mortar future, if not already mentioned?
That's a great question, Nicholas. So jump in here, Nicholas, and tell me if you're talking about traffic at market or if you're talking about traffic at stores. I'm going to proceed as if you're talking about market at stores. Everybody recognizes that I had 4 different companies. Every one of them, their leaders got up and said, all of our dealers have a problem with traffic. Retail traffic. About the future, we're all very positive about the future. Is our industry changing? Yes, our industry's changing. Oh, traffic at market. Okay, well, I'm going to switch gears then. Nicholas, squirrel. The traffic was abysmal. It was terrible. Now, there were some times when I was at DreamFit, it loaded up. There were some times at BIA, it was loaded up. Bed Tech, like always, was a complete and utter madhouse. I mean, havoc, absolute havoc in that space. So, it was slow though. And if you're asking me to put a number on it, I'll say this. So you were at Winter Market, right, Nicholas? I believe you were. And Winter Market was good. It was good. It wasn't the best traffic I've ever seen, but it was good traffic. And usually our summer markets are about half. Okay. And we understand that. I'm going to say it was about half of the half. So it was, for some of these little guys that maybe it's their first market and they don't really have the right people yet. They don't have the right executive team, the right sales team yet. And they were dependent on the traffic from market to, catapult them into a new atmosphere. That didn't happen for them. But the guys like DreamFit loaded up multiple times. where it was just super, super busy. And bed tech is routinely a madhouse. And so we were very blessed, Nicholas. To me, the most important part is the people part. Like, I get when it's slower, I get to spend a little bit more time with people. And I really enjoy that because those conversations like Steve Hauk and Steve Carnes had, not about products, but just about business, about advertising, about customer service, about sales training, our salespeople, about display ideas, about promotional ideas. Those are the most important things at traffic. Uh, Most important conversations at market. So you can absolutely tell that I have not slept nearly as much as I should have. I thought I did a pretty good job of sleeping on the red eye, but maybe I didn't.
Yeah, it's all good. I think to your point, the conferences that I've been on, I've been to mattress conferences. I should, right? But usually
you've been to Outbound with me.
Right, to sales conferences, but not necessarily mattress or furniture specific. But I will say that in the multiple conferences that I have been into various industries, mostly podcast related and content creation related, the best stuff happens in the conversations in the hallway. Like that's where you see somebody and you're like, hey, can we grab a coffee really quickly if they're not on the way to, something they need to be at or speak at or something like that. That's really the best thing. And I understand, like, a lot of people, they've got stuff going on, they've got finances to worry about, they've got all kinds of things that, just, up and traveling to Vegas is not just an expense in terms of finance and budget, but, being out, pulling yourself out of your business, making sure you got other people handling things, for some retailers and for some people, it's a big deal. So it's expensive from that perspective as well. Pete, we do have a comment here from Andrew Burt here on Facebook. Great seeing you this week, Pete. Our customers need to know that we understand their goals and directions.
Yeah. Amen, Andrew. And thanks for grabbing me outside of DreamFit. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Nicholas. It's my pleasure. Nicholas Dover says thank you. Andrew, it was great to spend a little bit of time with you, get to know you a little bit better. And the fact that you and Karen were competitors and hearing you two both tell your stories about each other in front of each other, that was a real treat at Mark.
Was Karen his partner, or is that
Karen Converse, who's a friend of ours? She's been on the show.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Larry Soroka's partner before Larry went on to do executive type things.
Mm-hmm.
Her and Andrew were competitors. I think Andrew was either at Temper or Sealy, and Karen was a Simmons rep. And just funny stories, and that's what market's all about. It's 100% true. And to exactly what you said, Chris, that was like in the hallway just outside of DreamFit.
That's where the best stuff happens, man. That's where the best stuff happens. Yeah. Everybody's kind of like unbuckles a little bit, and that's where you can get kind of some real tactical stuff sometimes as well. And a lot of people are more approachable than you think, right? And I think a lot of people might see. I know you've gotten this as well, Pete, because you have this show and you're 288 episodes in, and then somebody will come up and they'll either talk to you like they absolutely know you, even though they don't, because they've watched a bunch of shows, or they're kind of hesitant, to even talk to you a little bit because they think a certain way when they don't understand. Like, you're as approachable as they come, which is always interesting. Speaking of approachable, Pete, Chris Dehaney is joining. Hello from Las Vegas Market, live from Las Vegas Market. Chris Dehaney. Now he's got to get back to work. Oh, you can't do that, Chris. Don't.
Chris.
Great posts from Market. Love the Love the I haven't drank for 33 days, I think.
Yeah,
Probably
very good,
more
Chris.
by then. Great post, Chris. I liked that. I think I saw that on LinkedIn or one of those, and
You
so,
know,
yeah.
Chris, that takes a lot of courage. Post
It
something
does.
like that,
It does.
and you're holding yourself accountable to the whole world.
Mhm.
And basically, this is what you're saying. Like, I got this.
Yeah.
I got this. And now I'm going to talk about it a little bit because there's somebody like me that probably needs to be doing what I'm doing right now. And they just haven't gotten around to doing it. And let me tell you something, Chris. What you did is very brave.
Yes.
Very brave. And listen, anything that has to do with our personal habits, changing those are incredibly difficult. They say it takes 21 days for a new habit to form. So you're past that, and dude, just stay strong. I know that we have a culture in our business of drinking. And I'm going to tell you guys this, everybody watching.
A lot of businesses have that culture.
Yeah. When I was at CERTA, I learned how to drink, and I drank a lot, and I never had an accident. I never lost a job. Nothing stupid happened. I didn't get a DUI. My life didn't fall apart, but I literally had this happen. Knock, knock. Who is it? It's God. Hey, did you know that your great grandfather was an alcoholic and he invented the snowblower? And the only reason you're selling mattresses and not, presiding over a snowblower kingdom is because your great grandfather was an alcoholic. Is this really a smart thing to do, Pete? And I'm like, no, Lord, it's not. And I never drank again. I was blessed, super blessed. So, Chris, you're not alone, brother. And you don't know how many people's lives you've touched that really needed to check themselves and go, you know what? Is what I'm doing really productive? Am I being the best mother, father, husband, wife, sales manager, sales executive, salesperson, whatever it is that we do for a living? Am I doing it the best I can? And we can't do it the best we can if our habits aren't aligned to help us do that. So, Chris, thank you. That was really good what you did and what you're doing. Keep it up. Now I'm going to keep on you. You know that.
Good stuff. I love it. Yeah, he had mentioned it was like, you know what? I'm just not, I don't have to do this. I'm just choosing to. He committed to a 30-day break, and he's blown past it. And so good on you for that, Chris. That was an awesome post. We have a comment here from Alex Dew, pursuant to what we were talking about earlier, Pete. Alex says, I remember running into Pete for the first time and being a little starstruck.
Oh, Alex, you're a great dude. I love you. And it's really funny what I see it happen sometimes, and I'm just like guys, I'm just like you. I'm probably not as good as you, and just because of this show, I do get some of that. And the ones that bother me the most are the ones that I see them looking at me, they want to approach and they don't, and I'm getting pulled in a different direction. And if you know me, guys, gals, like what you see every week, that's really who I am. And if I could, when I see that, I want to go over and just introduce myself. And most of the time I can't. But I'm going to say this to you. If you see me and you want to talk to me, it doesn't matter. If I'm in the middle of a conversation, just come in and butt in. and say, "Hey, Pete, I just want to introduce myself."
I just want an autograph.
It
Right?
happens to me all the time. No,
You
you don't need
give
my autograph.
Oh man.
Stop it, Chris. You're trying to embarrass me. What else we got? We're almost at the end here. I feel like we didn't cover anything.
So, and if anybody else in the chat has any questions as we approach the top of the hour, please jump in and let us know. Pete, you sent me a bunch of images here.
Let's just rifle through them, man.
All right. Let's do that.
Machine gun.
Let's do it.
Oh, dude, this was amazing. Our first generation of ground and sleep systems was kind of come see come saw. Response wise, this is much stronger. We put more graphene up in the cover. It's more conductive. We have better testing. We can prove to the customer that it's grounding them. And we had great input from retailers who are putting it on. So this will start shipping probably in mid-November. We actually, a lot of people don't know about DreamFit is we're not a jobber. We create things. We're fabric experts and we create things. And do we have partners that help us create things too? Yes. And do we always just only use our production facilities? No, it's a blended approach, but that fabric is our fabric that we developed. It wasn't quite ready and we wanted to launch, so we went forward without it. When we had the foam allocation there for a minute, and 3Z's basically said to us, "Hey guys, you can't add a bunch of new customers right now. As a matter of fact, you can't add any new customers." It helped us kind of bring this fabric that we had already been working on to the forefront. And this was super well received. The hand on it is extraordinary. The performance is even better. And anybody that wants something that's new and different and really improves the customer's lives, this helps people in so many ways. If you're not familiar with grounding, grounding really helps with inflammation in the body.
Okay.
It also helps with circulation. And the last thing that it helps with is cortisol. And cortisol is secreted throughout your body when you're like in a panic. It can happen with sleep deprivation. It can happen at times of stress, anger, anxiety. High cortisol levels are associated with people that have anxiety issues. And so it'll improve your customer circulation. It'll help lower their cortisol, and it'll take the inflammation out of the entire body, but especially the joints. So grounding is actually a real thing, and the searches go up every month. It's something that your customers are looking for, and we have a great system. So it's not just a mattress. There is a protector and a sheet set that goes along with it. And guys and gals, it's not like high priced in today's new world. You're anywhere from starting at $25.99 complete for a queen, with everything, with all the bells and whistles. So, with the pad, not the pad, the protector and a full set of sheets and the queen mattress, you're at $25.99 to $30.99. So just under $3,100, which is a medium price point anymore. 20 years ago, that was a really high price mattress. 10 years ago it was, but today I've got dealers whose average median sale is like $3,200, $3,300. Now there are exceptional stores, don't get me wrong, but a $25.99 to a $30.99 mattress is a nothing burger in today's. As a matter of fact, if you are not introducing mattresses at those price ranges, you're really short shrifting your dealers, because they're gonna end up selling lower price products that don't deliver the benefits that these do. So yeah, I didn't mean to go off on a
No,
I'm out of time.
well. Let's do a lightning round question, Pete, because we've got RJ here asking a question. RJ says, "Knock knock. Hey Pete, it's RJ. What's exciting at Dreamstar Bedding? Anything new this summer market?" Pete, as quickly as you can.
RJ, Dreamstar did not show. There were a couple of mats at our friend Ted Singer's new adjustable bed company. But Dreamstar is a family-owned company out of Canada. They do a great job. Oscar and Ali and Melissa, they're originally from Turkey, and sometimes we get our nose a little out of joint in our country, and we say that we're persecuted as Christians. Try being a Christian in Turkey. Try that one on. That's not easy. That's why Ali came to Canada, and they make great mattresses. They make great mattresses. My dear friend Rick Lynch runs that company. He is doing a fabulous, fabulous job. Everybody who has put this line on notices two things right away. The quality is better than anything else out there, especially for the value and the opportunities for a retailer to offer split head queens and kings at any price point, literally. The only company in the industry who is doing split head queens and kings double-sided. So that's it very quickly. Dreamstar Bedding is a great, great quality line with some serious value propositions, and they're different than everybody else. Nobody else will make a double-sided mattress in a split head queen and king. So thanks for that question, RJ. Dude, I missed you at market. Miss your hugs. And but I'll see you at Winter Market. And who knows? I might see you before that, RJ. What? We got to figure this thing out.
All right. Good stuff, Pete. That's a wrap for the Vegas market recap and more. If anybody's got any questions, just a reminder, we do something called Ask Pete. So if you're catching this on replay and not live and weren't able to join in the chat, you can always email Pete at peteprimo.com. He cobbles together questions that come in from people on the replays that aren't able to catch it live. And we do shows periodically where we don't have stellar guests. So there you go. Pete, you want to sign us off, man?
Yep. Hey, everybody, thank you for being here. Sorry that I wasn't at 100%, but I was excited to do the show with my fabulous producer, Chris Stone.
And 80% Pete Primeau is better than 100% of most humans.
Oh, stop. Anyway, guys, have fun and sell a million. If you're at market, listen, embrace each other, give each other those big hugs, tell each other stories, pour into each other. Let's create the next chapter in the book of our industry. Like, that's what we do. So market is incredibly important. The relationships are more important than the products will ever be, guys and gals. So guys, thank you. And anybody who didn't say hi to me at market because you thought I was unapproachable, please do not skip that next time. I'm always available. I'm always approachable. Even if you don't think I am, even if I'm in the middle of a conversation, just quick introduce me. There's a lot of times I just go from person to person to person. I'm like a ping pong ball, and somebody's always engaging me. And I'm blessed. I'm really super blessed. Listen, I'm just a poor boy from upstate New York who made good in an industry that took him under his wing, embraced him, And I've been really lucky to have great mentors all along the way. And I got to tell you, Chris, this new group of guys and gals, the Brent Battermans, the Brandon Baines, the Steve Fergusons, the Jeff Janakovos, the RJ Williams and the Tara Days, they make me so excited about this business. They make me so thankful I'm in this business. I love their energy. I love their passion. And guys, go out there and sell a million, have fun, and sell a million. And I will see you guys next week. Chris, thanks for all you do. Great job today.
Thank you, Pete. Take care,
Take care.
everybody.